You see, my gorgeous Leo, at the beginning of this week, the actual people in your life are going to play such a massive, enormous role. Why? Because through the people in your life, through the people who are in your life, you are about to gain an insight. And that insight that you are going to gain, it's going to show you exactly which part of your life do you need to reevaluate a little bit. This in itself, it's really going to kind of throw you out of balance just a little bit, but purely because you are going to realize which things you have been taking for granted, and you're also going to realize which part of your life you have been so unrealistic about. This is really kind of going to make you think. This is really going to make you wonder, because just remember, it's going to throw you out of a balance a little bit, but then within the next 2 days after that moment in time, you are literally going to wake up in the morning and you're going to be thinking about everything that happened, and you are going to be able to feel about it in a completely different way. Some kind of the energy of your spirit rising, and you feeling excited about what's ahead of you. And that in itself, it's coming from you realizing now that you are about to get a different perspective. Instead of thinking like this is something really bad, this is something really negative, or I'm like a failure, or this didn't work, now you're about to start finding this really challenging. So it's all about this different perspective that you are going to gain, and it's at the same time going to kind of make you aware of the fact that you have to kind of pause and delay and wait and slow down a little bit. And that in itself, it's going to clearly show you exactly what a voluntary sacrifice do you need to make at this stage. And this voluntary sacrifice, it's all about happening right now purely because of your inner strength that you are going to gain through this. But at the same time, this voluntary sacrifice is going to come in the form of you making an important choice. And this is like something that you're going to find a little bit difficult, but you will know that the sooner you make this choice, the better it's actually going to be. And that in itself, it's anyway going to be with a part of your life that made you feel really dissatisfied and disappointed for quite a while now. And I'm talking about the last 12 months indeed. So it's to do with an aspect of your life that came to an end, and it's only going to be entirely down to you and up to you when you're going to realize what this a part of your life is. And this is going to happen through the people in your life, which means that this is going to be big, and it means that you're going to find easier to walk away from this and move on. So you will know that on one hand, the specific part of your life came to an end, but that part of your life was making you feel disappointed and sad and negative for such a long time now, that this is not going to be such a great surprise to you. And also subconsciously, you're already going to be able to connect. You're going to feel something coming, but you're not going to be able to explain what this is. And this is going to help you to connect even more, to connect even further to much better things that are actually coming. So you are going to feel them, but you're not going to be able to explain this whatsoever, where these feelings are coming from, in terms of you feeling your vibration rising. You're going to feel something is coming up, but you're not going to be able to explain this. But most importantly, this vibration and this energy, it's really going to be primarily responsible for you absolutely deciding here something so big indeed. This is going to be way bigger than you can possibly imagine indeed. And also, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Leone, there is going to be a bit of just a little bit of, oh God, I know it sounds dark lallish, but it's gonna get better, I promise. But at around the midweek, you need to go through this. You need to go through this to know exactly where you are, okay? You need to go through this. But at around the midweek, you are gonna feel just a little bit of negativity and a little bit of anxiety. What is actually going to happen? You're gonna be thinking about a certain problems, and this in itself, it's like all gonna boil down towards you blaming yourself for something, blaming yourself for something, and this blame is coming from like a wishful thinking. So this is still going to be on your mind. So it's to do with a part of your life that you wanted to achieve so badly, you wanted to happen, but it's not happening just now. And I'm not saying that this is not going to happen. This is something that means to you so much, but it's just going to come in a slightly different way. You need to go through this. So the wishful thinking is going to be highlighted at around the midweek. And you know why is this so important? Because at the same time, you know, it's like a basically also pretty much so connected to like some kind of a temptation, and it's also connected to some kind of unhealthy attachment, because it was like affecting you in such a way you actually felt a lack of direction over the last 11 to 12 months because of that. So this is why you have to be honest with you, because at the same time something magical is going to happen and you are about to become a free spirit. Only a day or two after this moment in time, you are going to become aware of an important invitation. My goodness, this invitation that you're going to become aware of, it's connected to some kind of opportunity, but then again there is going to be some kind of request that is going to be like going along with it, that you're going to find rather challenging. But then at the same time, it's all about you having like a certain approach when it comes to it, and that approach needs to come from you being as positive and as open-minded as possibly you can be. So you are going to become aware of an important invitation and opportunity, my gorgeous Leonie, and this you need to understand. It's direct process of this, because that in itself is bringing the whole new harmony into your life. It's bringing lots of new people into your life. It's bringing so much peace and tranquility into your life, but also at the same time it's just basically bringing someone very, very special and very unique, you know, this specific person who is going to inspire you so much in terms of what they do and in terms of how they respond in a certain situations, and in terms of inspiration and being inspired by someone really beautiful and independent in so many different ways. It's absolutely a must to pay attention to when we come you know, like when they kind of manifest on our journey. So someone very special is about to come forward, who you're going to learn so much about things that you work on and about the things that you're doing right now, but they're also going to learn so much from you as well. So this is something rather important to mention here. By the time you get to the last part of this week, I like it so much, the idea that you're going to have. And this idea that you're going to have, you're going to have at around the time when you're like kind of looking at something spiritual, or you're doing something spiritual. Maybe you're going to be looking at maybe certain people like doing something spiritual and things like that, but that in itself, it's going to be an indication. And there is something that is also, there is something that is going to inspire you when you become aware of these people doing something spiritual, like maybe a little ritual or something. You're going to be able to connect to that, and it's also like at around that time you are going to have a very interesting idea as well. And that idea that you are going to have, it's going to like be connected to your development, to the next step that you need to do in terms of your development. You will know exactly what to do in order to improve your life. This in itself is part of the outcome of the past efforts. Is to do with your karma, but at the same time it's going to be leading towards you like kind of having a brand new plan. Okay, this brand new plan is just something that was in your life for quite a long time, and this brand new plan was on your mind quite often at around like this plan that I'm talking about. So this is a new plan, but it's not kind of brand new plan, because it's to do with the things that were on your mind in August 2022. So there were certain things, certain plans, certain ideas, certain like things, you know, on your mind in August 2022 that inspired you and that kept you going. But that something happened in between August and now, and it's just it all went down. Nothing kind of moved on. You needed to change certain plans, but then there's some kind of a date. It's not happening yet, and this is because you weren't ready. So this new plan that you're going to be thinking about right at the end of the week, it's not brand new plan. It's to do with the things that were going on in your life at around August 2022. So now you will be kind of prepared to actually do this, and this new plan that I'm talking about, it's going to come after you make this important like kind of like a choice, you know, when it comes to your development, you know, after you have that idea. So it's first of all beautiful idea, and then you will know what you need to do in terms of your own improvement, what the next stage in this at this time would be. But this is all going to lead towards you making a new plan, and that in itself is going to bring you so much hope and so much confidence. But then at the same time, I need to stress that there are going to be a lot of uncertain efforts like around it, but you must not let that put you off. If you don't jump in the water, you will never learn how to swim, my gorgeous Leonie. So this is something that you need to remember, because this new plan, remember, let me tell you, this is important, this is important, this is important. This new plan wouldn't happen unless you realize at the beginning of the week what came to an end. Just remember, at the beginning of the week, I told you that a certain aspect of your life came to an end. It's just making you feel so unhappy and negative. You will know what this is. And this new plan at the end of the week wouldn't happen if you weren't honest with yourself. As long as you're honest with yourself that something came to an end, that means that you're listening to your spirit, you're listening to your soul, you're listening to your intuition, and that's exactly what you should be doing every single time, you know, throughout your life, my gorgeous Leonie. So this is like this new plan, it's gonna lead towards like such an important recognition. Listen to me very carefully. This new plan that I'm talking about, it's not only going to give you hope, it's not only going to give you confidence, but it's at the same time going to lead towards the greatest recognition ever. And it's going to bring an ultimate change in your life. In fact, you're going to be able to notice already in January 2023, is just, there's going to be so many elements, so many bits and pieces, so many things in your life that you haven't got right now, especially when it comes to your immediate environment, and you're enjoying things in a completely different light because you've been through all this, and you will see exactly what I mean. So the direct result of all this, you're already going to become aware of at around in January 2023. So this is bringing you like such a massive reward, ultimate change, a success. But then at the same time, you know, it's like about you doing the right thing. You are going to feel extremely proud of yourself because of this, trust me. So do not ignore this new plan whatsoever. And also at around the end of the week, my gorgeous Leonie, you need to understand that, you know, it's all about the mind, body and spirit. Your body is going to be communicating to you like there is no tomorrow, and do not ignore it. You are going to possess the power to actually start the healing process within your body, you know, like just by establishing what this is and just by coming to terms with what this is, just basically like. And how you're going to do this? Well, for example, if your stomach hurts, then maybe you just need to drink a little bit water and just decide at that moment in time, okay, I'm gonna drink a little bit water. That's all you need, a little bit of water, extra water. That's all you need to do. And maybe you're like constantly tired and your body is gonna try to tell you, oh, maybe you should be like exercising if you can a bit more, because exercise can rejuvenate you and re-energize you, the most importantly, and it's going to be so good for you, for example. But as soon as you make a decision, like a conscious decision at that moment in time, you're already going to start the healing process, and you're already going to be halfway there, and the rest is just going to happen like really quickly and really naturally. So you can just like really help to speed up that healing process by trying to make sure that all you need to do basically is just to make a conscious decision within this week that you are gonna do something, you know, you are gonna make the necessary step in order to make yourself, like in order to heal yourself. So that moment in time, something miraculous is going to happen, and you're already gonna be halfway there. When it comes to the healing progress, you will have that power to speed things through. Okay, so just do not ignore what your body is trying to tell you at around the end of the week, my gorgeous Leonie, as well. This is rather important. And also when it comes to the actual end of the week, someone very close to you, you see the people in your life are going to play such an important role. Somebody very close to you, and I'm telling you this, and I've been telling you this for a while, this is so important, that someone needs your help, as someone has got themselves in a bit of a mess, and I think it's a lot to do with some kind of like a maybe substance abuse or some kind of addiction. Someone around you has got themselves in a bit of a trouble, and you are the only one who can actually step forward and help that person in your life. It's either family member or a friend who is going to really kind of make you aware of this without making you aware of this. They're going to do something really, really strange and really unusual, and then you're going to realize the full extent of how far they may be in with something really negative. So it's to do with either addiction or very, very unhealthy attachment. But this is in itself not going to completely surprise you, because you knew that something may not be right with this person. This is no one or evil or horrible or anything like that, but they're just losing themselves a little bit, and you are the only person who can help them, because you're very powerful with your words, you're very confident, but also you are projecting this really healing energy, especially when it comes to people in your life, because this is someone who's completely connected to you and they do need your help. I'm not saying to you for you to go there and just say, what are you doing? You're crazy. No, baby, no. But it's just all about like a kind of spending a little bit time with them, you know, and that in itself it's going to resolve so much already, because I think that maybe something happening between you two not that long ago, something, maybe a little bit of argument or something that just made you to drift apart just a little bit. So this has put you in a bit of a defensive mode, but you shouldn't be, because that particular person, my gorgeous Leonie, indeed needs your help. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Leonie, I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. Okay, what is going to be your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Leonie? Let's just see. Okay, what is going to be your tarot card of the week? Oh, this is it. You need to be patient. You need to be patient. This week it's going to be more important than ever. And what do you need to be patient about? Just remember about the burden. The burden is slowly but surely coming to an end. You will know exactly what this burden is, okay? This burden that you have, it's been affecting your life for almost a year. There is a certain burden that you had that was affecting your life for almost a year. You will know what this burden is. You know what this burden is because it was preventing you from being yourself. It was preventing you from being happy because it was persistently, almost constantly on your mind. What you need to understand is that you are going to have a very strange moment this week where things are going to start becoming like, oh my God, like a little bit too much for you. And then this is going to be due to this burden. It's going to be highlighted. And the moment when you think, oh my God, it's because of that burden, it's because of that burden, it created so many problems, you're going to feel a little bit of anger and a little bit of negativity. But this is actually going to be really positive. As soon as you're angry this week, as soon as you're like kind of like a negative and very low and down, because you're going to be thinking about the specific burden that was slowing you down and affecting you over the last year, when you become like really angry about it, because you're going to hear something and you're going to think that the things are getting worse, but it's no, baby, no. Your anger is going to be it's going to help you to understand that it's like not gonna, this burden is slowly but surely coming to an end. You just need to be patient. So at the moment in time when you think like, oh my God, it's getting worse, no, baby, no. It's about to get better. It's about to get much, much better. And that burden in itself was preventing you also to, like when it comes to like making a really important decision, you see, that burden was preventing you to make a really important decision, and it's just made your life so challenging. And so this is all absolutely going to reflect on you having a remarkable, mind-blowing idea after that moment in time as well. And I like it because that idea that you are going to have, it's really going to make it's going to bring you to the destination where you are going to readjust yourself, and you're going to find yourself on a very, very special path again. The path that you lost just for a little while, purely because some kind of like a planning, just something that you planned for such a long time, it disappeared a little bit in the mist, you know. And this is because there was so much going on, and there were certain things that you needed to work in order to get the relevant experience, to get to this moment in your life. Because after this point, there is so much that is actually going to change. So very slowly but surely, you are going to return to yourself by returning to your own original plan that you wanted to achieve for such a long time, but you had to put on hold and you had to wait. So now things are about to start happening for you indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.